What can you do in 24 hours? It might seem like a small amount of time, but at the University of Kansas and the University of Kansas Health System, we know that big things often start with small ideas. It starts with a single idea, a simple thought. That's all it takes. Like helium, discovered right here at KU. It's the smallest element of the periodic table, but it powers rockets and cools nuclear reactors. Or the monarch butterfly migration, a small idea, planting milkweed, became a global movement protecting these incredible creatures and inspiring awe worldwide. Think about a passport. For a KU student, it's not just a stamp. It's an open doorway to a world of possibility. A journey that leads to careers and connection that shape their future. And champions, they're built one practice at a time. Success isn't solo. It's teamwork, grit. It's everybody coming together to win. Now, we have one day, just 24 hours, to come together and make an impact that transforms lives. From noon on February 20th to noon on February 21st, it's one day, one KU. We're funding scholarships, powering research, and igniting the next big idea. It's all of us, each contribute what we can, because when small efforts combine, they create something mighty. When Jayhawks unite, there's no limit to what we can achieve. So, let me ask you, what will you do in 24 hours? This is your chance. This is our chance. Together, we'll show the world what happens when small ideas grow into something extraordinary. One day, one KU. The next big idea starts here.
Welcome to the 8th annual One Day, One KU. I'm Jaden Hill, a sophomore double majoring in journalism and education on the pre-law track. The William Allen White School of Journalism and Mass Communications is thrilled to partner with KU Endowment to celebrate the university's annual 24 hours of giving. From noon today until noon tomorrow, Jayhawks from around the world will elevate the programs and organizations that make KU great. One Day, One KU magnifies the power of one. More than 160 years ago, some folks around here had one big idea. They wanted to start a university for Kansas, a University of Kansas. The community rallied together, and by one vote, the state legislature selected the university's permanent home in Lawrence, unleashing a wave of big ideas that started with the power of one. Now, for the 8th time, we affirm the idea that when people come together, we can make a transformative impact. One Day, One KU brings our proud and dedicated community together and shows what we can do when we are passionate and united about doing good. Over the past 7 years, nearly 28,000 people have raised almost $16 million of direct support to impact student organizations, campus research initiatives, and hundreds of Jayhawk groups. This year, we're doing things a little bit differently. An hour ago, we kicked off the 24-hour giving period that lasts until noon tomorrow. During these 24 hours, you will have dozens of chances to amplify your giving with power hours and leaderboards. Stay tuned and we'll explain how they work, when they are, and how much in bonus funds are available. Be sure to check out the One Day, One KU website and learn more about the impact of your giving, and stay up to date with power hours and leaderboards. Here to discuss the impact the next 24 hours will have on Jayhawk community are University Chancellor Douglas Girard and KU Endowment President Dan Martin.
Well, Chancellor, thank you for joining me here today to talk about One Day, One KU, our 8th one.
8th one, that's remarkable. You know, I'm excited to be here. It's such a great opportunity on this 8th one, and of course, it's had such an incredible impact on the university, so thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Well, it's, you know, One Day, One KU is really about supporting all 5 campuses of KU, and of course, our partnership with the University of Kansas Health System, and it really embodies the spirit of One KU, the initiative that you're leading. So are there particular initiatives across the campuses in partnership with the University of Kansas Medical Center that you think epitomize One KU and that will really elevate the trajectory of KU?
Well, of course, One Day 1KU touches almost every aspect of our university and the health system, and so there's so many to potentially talk about. But collectively as 1KU and with the health system, the impact that we have on our state and our economy is really profound. And through that and the support of our students and our faculty, preparing those students to go out in the workforce is just game-changing for the state of Kansas and the country, quite honestly. So if you want to just take one example, obviously what we're doing in cancer is a great example of that, right? Where the health system and the university and all its elements have come together to really make a huge impact on society. But we have that repeated across the entire university. It's so exciting.
Yeah, well, it's great for KU Endowment to be a player within that context and provide some resources with our partners toward that end. One Day 1KU is really about the idea that every gift matters. As we think about this, one day, it's truly special when we focus on the university, where we think about what our passion and interests are as individuals, and find an avenue where we can support programs and initiatives that will really elevate the university, build a greater KU, and really build a world-class institution that we all know and love.
Absolutely. You're right. It doesn't matter how big the gift is. It does make a difference. And what's so exciting about it for me is I think there are roughly 50 units across the university that are participating in this. And if you can't find something out of 50 units to get excited about, you're just not looking.
That's right.
And so there are so many opportunities, whether it's libraries, the languages, you want to go to physics, you want to go to law, go where you want to go. But there is something exciting there for you to get involved with.
That's really what One Day 1KU has represented. 7 days so far. This is our 8th. And in those 7 days, the last 7 years, 168 hours total, our partners have enabled us to raise $16 million for all the things that you're talking about and referencing. It's truly remarkable. It's really inspirational.
And I know that a lot of those people who have participated were first-time participants and maybe first-time donors to the university overall because they did find something they were passionate about.
Right. Yeah. So we're excited. I mean, this year will be something special. One thing we're really excited about this year is we had a wonderful KU couple step forward and provide a leadership gift for One Day 1KU to really infuse our strategies and really undergird our operations to help us think about One Day 1KU a little differently. We will have leaderboards, we will have power hours that will engage the broader community and invite them into participating and finding those opportunities that you talked about.
That's so awesome. And it really is, it's going to be fun, which it ought to be, right?
Right.
Philanthropy should be fun. Yeah. And you should be able to feel your passion in that gift. And I want to thank that couple for leading us off. For sure. Well, it's going to be a great day, and it's going to be exciting to see what will happen through One Day 1KU. It's going to be incredible, and everybody out there, jump in. Now's the time. Rock chalk.
The most exciting change to this year's One Day 1KU is the implementation of power hours and leaderboards, both of which present the opportunity for organizations to unlock tens of thousands of dollars in additional funding. Pay attention to this as Carrie Glasgow, KU Endowment's Senior Director of Annual Giving, and Connor Taft, a Development Officer with the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, explains what power hours and leaderboards are, and how they work, and how the group you support needs your help.
This year, in addition to the new hours of One Day 1KU, we are excited to announce some terrific opportunities for the participating schools and units you support to earn bonus dollars.
Yes, Connor, we are featuring 17 power hours during this year's 24 hours of giving. For example, we just ended the kickoff power hour where the 2 units receiving the most gifts from noon to 1 won $3,000 and $2,000 in bonus funds.
So, how do these power hours work? It's pretty simple. Based on the hour, we have different challenges where you can help your area of choice win bonus dollars. The challenges change and are time specific. So when the hour is up, that challenge is over and the next challenge begins.
Right now, we're in the student organization power hour. So from now until 2 p.m., the student group who wins the most gifts donated during this hour will win an additional $2,000. So, hey friends and family, now is a great time to donate to your students group.
Upcoming power hours include the happy hour power hour today at 5 p.m., the all-nighter power hour beginning at midnight, and the Rise and Shine power hour tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. A complete list of power hours and the prize dollars for each is available on our website below. Be sure to watch our social media outlets and the social channels of the units you're supporting for each new power hour.
And another incredible opportunity for our participating schools and units to earn bonus dollars during this year's One Day 1KU is through our leaderboard challenges. One of our leaderboard challenges is the participation challenge. So when One Day 1KU ends tomorrow at noon, the top 10 participating units with the largest number of gifts will win a share of $85,000. So the top 10 units with the most gifts, regardless of the amount, will win $85,000 in bonus dollars.
And when we end tomorrow at noon, the top 10 units with the largest amount raised on One Day 1KU will win a share of $50,000 in bonus dollars. You can follow a live feed of the leadership standings on our website, which is listed below.
During this year's One Day 1KU, KU Athletics is raising support for two key initiatives: Championship Resources and Academic Achievement Awards. Athletic Director Travis Goff and KU Endowment Senior Writer Michelle Strickland discussed progress on the transformative Gateway District, the constant state of flux of college sports, and the importance of private support for KU athletics.
Well, Travis, thanks for joining us to celebrate One Day 1KU.
It's a great day in Lawrence and at KU, and obviously a fun opportunity to get a bunch of Jayhawks involved.
Absolutely, and it's the 8th annual, which is really exciting.
It is, absolutely.
So KU Athletics is leading the charge on a couple of really exciting things: the Gateway District, David Booth Kansas Memorial Stadium. What can you tell us about the progress on those really transformative projects?
It's good timing because there's two really incredibly exciting, energizing elements of what's going on with the broader Gateway and, of course, the new booth. So first and foremost, we're literally a matter of months away from celebrating the opening of the new David Booth Kansas Memorial Stadium. August 23rd, Fresno State will be in town. It's week 0. We'll have eyes all over the country, Jayhawks and far beyond, watching what's happening here in Lawrence in this really transformative investment, certainly in Kansas football and certainly in Kansas athletics, but far beyond and far reaching. So that's right in front of us. Our young men in the program are working out of the new and improved and expanded Anderson Family Football Complex, which is really cool and something that we shouldn't lose sight of in terms of the day-to-day impact on the guys in the program. And then the second piece is really continuing to work to position us for Phase 2. And Phase 2 means the rest of the stadium, importantly, but much more than that, it means this mixed-use development on the east side and in that northeast at the corridor and entry point of 11th and Mississippi. And we're making tremendous progress. It takes all of the University of Kansas, led by the Chancellor, KU Endowment, incredible partners in that, and we're really excited about where we're heading.
Wonderful. So the nature of college athletics is constantly in flux, but financial support from the Jayhawk community it seems essential.
Right.
How powerful are days like One Day 1KU where the community rallies and supports Jayhawks, student athletes?
Yeah. Well, obviously there's a huge emphasis right now being in a campaign, really important, critical campaign for the entirety of KU and certainly here in athletics. And we've talked a lot about these major projects. We just opened up and completed the new Allen Fieldhouse, renovated Allen Fieldhouse. We're so proud of that. And when you talk about capital projects, it takes significant major gifts to get those up and moving and across the finish line. But one of the things I love about One Day 1KU is it's an opportunity for everybody to make a difference at whatever level of giving they are, and I just think that's so inspiring. It doesn't matter if you're right out of KU, doesn't matter if you're at a particular challenging juncture in your life, maybe financially, there's a way to make a difference, and it's just by showing up and just saying, you know what, I care about KU, I care about a particular initiative, of which there's so many incredible ones taking place across campus and academics and research. And then thirdly is it doesn't matter to what level and what amount, so to speak, because that collective KU family stepping up and being part of something like this today is really powerful, and it gives us a chance to build upon that in the months and years to come.
Yeah. Well, speaking of gifts, so One Day 1KU is often a day where alumni maybe give their first gift.
Right.
It's an initial opportunity for them. So how important is it for athletics to stay in touch with alumni and keep them connected?
We're really proud of being a catalyst, one of the forward-facing catalysts of driving alumni engagement and giving both alums and also just that broad fandom that is the University of Kansas and Kansas athletics a chance to interface and be part of something real and something tangible. And so we're proud of it, and we think it only continues to grow in importance and grow in impact. We think, maybe not just front porch, we think even further beyond that, it's a chance for people to enter the university environment, to learn more about other great initiatives. And if athletics has been a catalyst for that, to enhance engagement in other aspects of the university, then that's a huge win and something we take very seriously. And then the other thing that you mentioned is, hey, maybe a first gift, right? So a lot of people would think about, young alumni in that regard, which certainly it affords that. We hope our young alumni step up and be part of this today. But hey, it's never too late. You could be somebody that's decades out from your time at KU who's thought about it. There's no better time than now to just come to the table and be part of this collective family.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and on One Day One KU, KU Athletics is supporting a couple of key initiatives, championship resources, academic achievement awards. Can you tell us any more about those?
Yeah, two kind of core foundational aspects of the department. Championship resources, what that means is it's really, generally speaking, unrestricted support in nature, but that is used to fuel a lot of things, and at the forefront of that is our ability to compete at the highest levels. I mean, if we're being honest about it, we are proud of our student athletes. We're proud of all the things they achieve, certainly in the classroom, certainly as leaders in the KU community, as they prepare for life after sport, all those critical elements. But part of it, of course, is we have expectations and ambition to compete at the highest level, to be able to bring home championships, to have parades down Mass Street, right, to celebrate bowl games and bowl victories, to represent the highest level of excellence in the Big 12. And championship resources is a chance for us to invest in the most important aspects that drive championship outcomes. So that's really, really important, and we're not running from it, we're not shying from it, and we know our fans and donors believe in that as well. And then academic achievement awards. Hey, at the end of the day, ultimately, the most important outcome is that they finish their time at KU as an alum with a degree, and that they are armed to go out for the rest of their life. Some of them will be with professional sports immediately, but for most it won't be ever. And then for all of them at some point, they've got to use that great diploma, and they've got to use that incredible Jayhawk network to better position themselves professionally in whatever they pursue. And so that's where that academic achievement award support really now allows us to continue to fuel and provide the best in academic support in a pursuit of a diploma.
Absolutely wonderful. Great. Well, thank you so much, Travis, for joining us on this 8th annual One Day One KU. We're really glad to spend the time with you.
Really, really thankful to have a small hand in it, and athletics is proud to hopefully drive greater engagement on One Day One KU. Rock Chalk.
Rock Chalk.
Monarch Watch on West Campus in Lawrence is one of the great success stories of One Day One KU. The impact the organization has had, not only on campus and the region, but across the globe, is a tremendous testament to the power of a single idea. Balancing lectures, study sessions, and tests with everyday responsibilities can be a lot for any University of Kansas student. For students who are food insecure or raising a family, or maybe don't have a winter coat, it can be overwhelming. The Student Engagement Center is one of 14 student affairs departments, helping students stay in the classroom and thrive through support services and engagement opportunities.
My name is Sarah Graber, and I am the Associate Director for Impact Programs and Services in the Student Engagement Center, which is under the Student Affairs umbrella. I manage a handful of areas within the Student Engagement Center. One of them is the campus food pantry, the campus cupboard, the pregnant and parenting resource pantry, the trans clothing closet, the winter coat closet, and then all of the Student Affairs emergency aid funds. Donations of any size are important. Really, whatever you're able to give, we greatly appreciate. So, I mean, $5 can buy us multiple packs of ramen, $10 can buy us cans of beans. Anything goes really a long way, and we know that our students really appreciate that. So larger donations help us as well. Again, some of the more obvious things of buying food, and of course buying higher quantities of food would help us. But we also have plans to expand the space in the future and get a larger physical space. And so of course with that takes a cost of getting more shelving units in, and just really important items to make the space as welcoming as possible. So large donations are definitely very helpful too. You know, working in all these spaces, you really kind of get to know the individuals who come in there. And just hearing people's feedback. I've had people who come back as they're getting close to graduation and sit there and thank us for our services and saying, without the campus cupboard or without the trans closet, I wouldn't have been able to finish my degree, and I really appreciate that this space is here and provided to me at no cost. So the campus cupboard started in 2018. There was a senior at the time who found through his thesis that 54% of the undergraduate population here in Lawrence could be identified as food insecure. So as a result, a group of key stakeholders got together and wanted to find a solution to the problem, and the campus cupboard was born out of that. The Pregnant and Parenting Resource Pantry has been in existence, and its really purpose is just to serve parents who are also students. So we have diapers, onesies, bottles, baby skincare items, things like that. And if really our goal is just to make sure that people have their basic needs met while being a student. Everything is free for the students to use, or faculty or staff. We are a satellite office of Just Food, which is the community food bank here in Douglas County. So what that means is that we can go into their warehouse a couple times a week and bring back food to the campus cupboard. And from students, we really just hear the importance of the space and how much it's helped them in their academic journey. We know when basic needs are met, such as food, that students are more likely to succeed during their time here at KU. We're seeing a large number of students use the space. For reference, during the academic year of 2023 to 2024, we saw 9,200 visits in total. And we can predict that we will surpass that number this year just based off of usage already. So the Trans Clothing Closet is a really, really important resource, open to really anybody within the community, but especially for students who might identify as LGBTQ. They're able to come in, and again, it's no cost for them to come and shop with us. They come in as much as they need, and we have anything from professional clothing to dresses to shorts, shirts, you name it. Also within that closet, we have chest binders, so really try to provide some like gender affirming care within that space. The winter coat closet, Kansas definitely has its variety of weather, and it gets pretty cold in the winter, so really essential that we can provide hats, gloves, coats, just to make sure that our students are staying warm and safe as they're getting to and from classes.
From rousing halftime shows at the home football games to stirring KU pride at pep rallies and community celebrations, the Marching Jayhawks are the soundtrack of KU, and students are the heart of the band. During One Day, One KU, the School of Music is hoping that the KU community's pride in the beloved 126-year-old marching band will help fuel funds for new uniforms and instruments.
I am Sharon Toulouse, Director of athletic bands. The biggest job I get to do is working with the Marching Jayhawks. It's a huge organization. We march at football games. Out of that comes our basketball band, our volleyball bands, and some of our other athletic bands. We want to entertain the crowd. We want to create a fun environment for whatever environment we're in. Secondly, we want to have fun. You know, to me, it's so important that the students in the band have an enjoyable experience being a member of the Marching Jayhawks. They work so hard. They are truly athletes. If you watch that pregame that they do at a football game, it takes true athleticism to be able to do that and continue playing, between memorizing the music, but also creating formations on the field, making sure you're in perfect step with the person next to you, running, you know, for the beginning of pregame. It's a very physical activity, and people don't quite realize just how athletic you have to be in a marching band. Uniforms are expensive, and they have a lifespan on them. The wear and tear that they get during the season, being outside and all the movement and activity, all the sweat that goes into them, they need rotation. So between replacing uniforms that are looking more worn and needing to outfit a larger number of students, that is a huge expense. Instruments are also a huge expense for us. Again, with the growth, we need to have enough instruments to put in their hands. Uniformity is so important with the marching band. We provide an instrument for every single student in the marching band. A couple $100 could really help us towards a piccolo or a clarinet. A couple $100 would help outfit part of a uniform. Your money goes straight to support students. So if we just get a big enough budget now, we will have that endowed money to be able to replace instruments regularly as needed and replace uniforms regularly as needed. The support is so appreciated and so needed, and just thank you for even considering.
While some KU athletes break through defensive lines, field fly balls into the outfield, or crush 300-yard drives down the fairway, KU esports athletes compete more with their fingers and minds. The campus group fields a team of dedicated gamers looking to take their talents to more competitions in the region. And during One Day, One KU, they are hosting a 24-hour live stream on their talents.
My name is Daniel O'Connell. I am the esports coordinator here at the University of Kansas. I've had this position for 3.5 years. Really, I just oversee and manage the day-to-day operations of our esports program across 5 titles and 8 teams. You know, One Day, One KU is it's hugely beneficial to all student programs at KU. It's how a lot of them are funded and help them do special projects. Kansas Esports specifically, we would really focus on upgrading our infrastructure, whether that be new computers, new tables, new chairs, as well as bringing more like travel opportunities to students. Maybe we could travel to 1 or 2 more tournaments throughout the year with the help of donations through One Day, One KU. Kansas Esports program is mainly focused around competitive. We do host events with a more casual focused mindset, mainly around games like Super Smash Brothers, Rivals of the Aether 2, and Mario Kart. But for the competitive side, it's really just we have a varsity and junior varsity team that players are able to try out for if they're able to make those teams. Then they're with our program through as long as they want to for their KU careers. Yeah, I think the obvious one is like the teamwork part of like our skill building here. A lot of our students are surrounded by their peers a lot, probably like 20 to 30 hours a week they're spending with members of their team, whether that be just simply playing their game, practicing, or actually in matches. And on top of that is communication, right? Communication is a big deal. Stuff in video games happens very quickly. You have to learn and adapt like very quickly on the spot. And with that comes like communication hurdles of you need to be able to communicate what you want to do, what you want your teammates to do, and what you want the entire team to do for a certain engagement or whatever it may be. I think, I just think it's a very like unique opportunity for students. Most universities will have some esport offering, whether it be at the varsity level or at the club level. But regardless, I think it's important to give students this opportunity because it's, I mentioned before that to really get like the true esports experience prior to college, you'd have to be like a top 0.1% player, and not everyone's like that. So by us being able to give students like an on-campus, like come to a LAN center and play like in person with your teammates, or even travel to certain events. When I was a student and when I played, the travel opportunities were like the most fun ever. Like you could go and meet players that you've played with from other schools that you've never met in person, and you could like travel across like the Midwest for with your team and play in person. So like, and those are experiences that like usually are reserved for like I said, the top 0.1%, and now we can help bring those opportunities to students here at KU with the Kansas Esports program.
Whether it's reporting on breaking news, producing documentaries, or creating advertising campaigns, students in the William Allen White School of Journalism and Mass Communications are learning to tell impactful stories. Through hands-on experience in the newsroom, behind the camera, and on air, they gain the skills to inform, engage, and inspire. During One Day, One KU, the journalism school is raising support to provide students with scholarships and career-building opportunities, ensuring the next generation of storytellers is ready to make a difference.
Hi, I'm Hime Kamatuka. I am the Senior Recruitment Coordinator and Impact Advisor here at the William Allen White School of Journalism and Mass Communications. We are really invested in our students having the ability to have an extremely hands-on experience. One of my favorite parts of our program is that students can start day one, no matter the amount of experience they have. We've had students who have created their own student media clubs, student television shows in our studio, all of which takes time and effort. And we have students who are doing really great research that's being presented at conferences both internationally and here in the United States. Our faculty is also amazing. We have a good mix of academics who are doing amazing PhD and doctoral research. We also have what I like to call professors of the practice, those who have been in the working world and still have kind of one foot in that professional world, and they're really able to mentor our students and teach them how to be successful upon graduation. Donations are huge. We want our students to experience the best that we have to offer, but some of that requires a little bit of financial help. With previous donations, we've been able to fund our journalism school ambassadors. So these are students who are already highly successful within the school, but they are spending their time giving tours, talking to new students, getting some more Jayhawks to the nest. Donations have also helped some of our students travel to conferences to present research, to cover, our beloved KU sports teams. It's really a unique thing and a great thing for students to not have the financial burden to have exceptional opportunities. Whenever a donor can help a student who may not otherwise be able to afford to present their research at a conference, or who might have to work a job instead of having time to talk to new students, I think it's really beneficial. New donations would be wonderful to further fund students' opportunities for research travel, to help students be able to offset the cost of an internship that wouldn't pay as much as a part-time job might, but is giving students a really great opportunity to build their portfolio. I know of students who are working 3 or 4 jobs to attend college, so anything that helps them, whether it's grocery gift cards that we're able to give out with our donors' help, or our nutrition nook. We're always looking for students to be successful. Any donation that is able to help a student in the classroom and a little bit outside of the classroom, I think can really help for a student to have a successful opportunity and time here.
Thanks for helping us kick off the 8th annual One Day, One KU. We'll be back right here at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning to share some more stories and update the leaderboards. You don't need to wait for us though. Follow along with the power hours and leaderboards on the One Day, One KU website. Until tomorrow, rock chalk.